As part of the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration policy on eating what we produce and producing what we eat, on the 10th of January 2022, President Muhammadu Buhari launched the Abuja Rice Pyramids as part of the success stories of the Anchor Borrowers Program to the admiration of Nigerians and the world. Immediately after the launch, Rifan and other stakeholders began the allocation and evacuation of paddy after making payments.
Viewers, I'm inside one of the trucks that is conveying the paddy to Kano State. You can see quite a number of them that are loading to different parts of the country. Some are loading to the northern part, some are loading to the southern part, some are loading to the eastern part, depending on the allocation given to Riman and some other processes. This is to show Nigerians that this is real. This is to show Nigerians that all the 6 value chains of indigenous rice in Nigeria are actually collaborating to ensure that they produce rice that is cost effective, that is good, that is nutritious for Nigerians to eat. I want to implore Nigerians, I want to beg Nigerians to please let us support the federal government initiative of rice production so that at the end of the day, the demand and supply will at the end of the day bring down in the prices of rice across the 36 states and FCT.
One of the commodity organizations that benefited from the allocation is Rice Millers Association of Nigeria, Riman. The national president of Rice Millers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Peter Dama, with his vision to promote and protect the interest and welfare of registered small and medium rice millers in Nigeria for sustainable development, speaks on inadequate social amenities, that is, electricity, good motorable roads, water supply, and so on, as reasons behind surging price of milled rice.
Well, we are here for the pyramid, which has been launched after the exhibition to show Nigerians that we can produce and feed ourselves. Now we are here of taking what has been produced in this country to be taken to our various mills. That is to tell you that we are showcasing the fact that Nigerians can produce rice enough to feed this nation rather than the imported types that they do bring to us, which are not nutritious, and they have stayed in silos for more than 10-15 years and are chemicalized, and at the end of the day when you consume it, you find out that you develop certain diseases in your body. We have a very good working relationship in the sense that we had an MOU which has been there for more than 4 or 5 years. This MOU tries to bring us together so that at the end of the day, since they are in charge of the farmers who produce rice, they will now allocate or give us the rice for us to mill. So our relationship is a mutual one, an understanding one, a relationship that helps us, and it also helps the farmers, because you cannot farm and then at the end of the day you don't have where to take it to for milling. So they give it to us for us to mill. So we have a good working relationship with the president and the entire ESCO of Rifan. That's Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria. They are a wonderful group. Look at what they have done, and we're happy about it. We have always said it. You see, when you go into milling of rice or production of rice, there are other variables that have to come in. Whenever people continue to complain, they've forgotten that in the world today, the prices of things, services, goods and services has already gone up. And as such, you don't expect us to produce at a loss, or you don't expect us to produce and at the end of the day we do not make even a little profit. No. Take for example, in Nigeria today, cost of energy is very high. Cost of diesel, which of course we use, is also high. Electricity, the country is still battling, and we are still hoping that things will normalize, because these are some of the variables that are involved in terms of production of or milling of rice. So if you don't have light, what do? Obviously, you have to end up using diesel or generator. And the generator doesn't run with water, it runs with diesel. And how much is diesel today? I have always said it before. In my own area of operation, diesel was going for 110, 120. But today, diesel has gone up to about 350. In fact, in some other areas, it is even up to 400 per liter. And when you compute that with other variables that come in terms of production, you know what it is. The transports, take for example these trailers, they don't use water, they use diesel. And you can see them here, they've come to pack what we have. And if I tell you the cost of what a trailer would take a goods to my own place, it's unlike what it used to be. Like from my own area of operation, I used to pay about 40,000-50,000 to come to Abuja. But today, I cannot get a trailer truck that will move from Abuja to my own area of operation without paying anything less than 350 to 400,000. So, where do you think I will get my own profit? When all these things are up, you want me to produce in order to subsidize consumption in the country? No, at least I invested in purchasing of machines. I've invested in all other aspects in order to ensure that these products are milled so that you have food on your table. I believe that you should also look at me that, look, well, I have done my best. So the price should be a little bit okay for me to be able to break even. Otherwise, I would just be, subsidizing consumption, and it's not the best for my own business. So those are some of the issues. Then, spoiled rice that is not good, are smuggled into the country. And they are smuggled into the country. By the time they land here, because they are smuggled, they don't pay, duties. And apart from that, they come in, they are already rice that is supposed to have been disposed to the seas or to animals. But then they send it here. So at whatever cost, they want to just sell it and get whatever they get. Some are rice that are already meant for disposals. Some people go and pack it. Unpatriotic human beings go and pack it and bring it for consumption in our own nation. It's bad. Is that bad? Under us, we have well over 500 members. And on daily basis, millers are calling wanting to register. But we don't just register like that. We have to make sure that you are actually milling. We have to go to your mill and ascertain. If we don't go, our state or chapter chairman in the different states, we ask them to go. For example, I'm talking to you right now in Kogi, Lokoja. I've just directed the chairperson there to go into one or two places where the people claim that they are millers. And they have to get me pictures. They have to see whether the machines are working, what are they doing, and how are they doing it, and why do they want to come. Because, Nigerians, I must say, since they saw that a lot of intervention is coming in the rice sector, everybody now turns out to become a rice miller. People who don't know anything about it, people who just want to gain from where they never, sowed. So these are some of the problems. So we are very, very careful in terms of selecting who is there and who is part of us. So as I've told you, we have well over 500 people, and on daily basis, people are still registering. People are declaring intention they want to come in. But again, I must speak on behalf of my other friendly associations, the smaller ones. Asmorin, they have, in fact, from what the list they showed me as membership from their own, they are well over 10,000. So they are also doing the same thing. In fact, when you saw me with the president of Rifan, we are trying to see how we can just come together and talk for us to be able to get the prices of these products crushed. Because if we are supported, I want to assure you, all these smaller millers, anywhere you find them, just like what you see in Thailand, this is what we're going to do in this country, make sure that we produce and serve Nigerians. And with that, I think if that is done and the government looks at us, I bet you we will be self-sufficient in this product and prices will definitely crash. To Nigerians, we want to thank them for their patience. We want to also appeal to them that they should go ahead and continue to produce more paddy so that we would have enough paddy for our mills in order to mill, to take it to them so that it serves as food on their tables. And to the government, I continue to call on government because government is everything. I continue to call on them to try and see how they can improve electricity in this country. Let them try also to ensure that water is available, because these days a number of taps are not flowing. People have to dig boreholes, people have to go to wells. Then the other aspect, there are some terrible Nigerians, terrible in the sense that, because I have been affected, who are vandals. They go ahead and vandalize electrical infrastructure, destroying them, taking away the armored cables, taking away the transformers, or removing what they claim is some kind of gold or something in the transformer. They destroy it, they steal it, they take it away. And if they do such a thing, at the end of the day, what happens? You find out that no light. Take, for example, in my own area of operation, the state governor had tried to bring light. He had ensured that there are transformers, there are lines, there are so many things that are brought in. Within just some few weeks, we came out and saw a lot of things were already vandalized by these crooks and babambolas who go around, take these things and go and melt. The transformers were wide open, the products in there have been removed, and as such, you can't get light in that kind of a situation. Some have gone even to the, to the big cables, the overhead cables, remove them, take them off to go and melt. Although some are electrocuted, but then some are getting away with it. So we are appealing to Nigerians. You should be security conscious in the sense that when you see somebody destroying public property, he should be apprehended, he should be held, or he should be reported to the police. But some people come, you see them, they wear dresses as if they are PHN workers, or they are people who are constructing infrastructure, and when you don't question them, you are not sure whether they are genuine or not. For me, sometimes when I see people like that, I go there and I ask them. And at the end of the day, do you know what happens? You find them running away helter-skelter into the bush. Then you know that they are not genuine people.
Aminu Goroyo, National President of Rifan, called on Nigerians to disregard the online publication calling on people to pay 570,000 naira to a certain account to qualify for Rifan CBN loan. He described it as fake.
From the very day we flag off the dry season here, when Mr. President Muhammad Buhari came himself and flag off the dry season farming 2022, so many bad Nigerians decided to go online to deceive people by telling them that Rifan has approved 570,000 naira a loan for 1 hectare for each and every Nigerian. So you should expect that it's a consequences of being big. We are big, so that is why people are trying to hide under under our shadows to deceive people to collect their money, unfortunately. Well, we have informed the security agents across the board, and they are working on it. They will trace who is that, and then will be appropriately dealt with.
Alhaji Ali Baba Muhammad, essay to Rifan president, give reasons why cost of paddy production is high.
First and foremost, given the central importance of food in man's life, we don't expect any other government to come and revise this. But in terms of sustainability, given that agriculture, apart from being very elastic, is in itself, when properly done, is one of the most lucrative sectors of this economy. Because there's hardly any business you can go into and you rest assured that under an average of 3 to 4 months, you make 100%, 200, even 300% of what you have invested. Only agri can provide that. So part of what we have had over the years is the fact that with the discovery of oil, Nigeria and Nigerians turned their back on agri. So we've lost touch with the lucrativeness of this sector. And two, because not much requirement in terms of your education, so to say, or some training that is required, is the most elastic that can accommodate even the unlettered. After all, most of the farmers are already unlettered. So it's so elastic that the problem of unemployment can actually be solved through agriculture if we focus on it. So we expect that people will gradually, we increasingly realize not only is it lucrative, but it's one of the means we can checkmate a lot of the social ills that the youth are engaging, because it's already been established that the devil finds work for the idle hands. So if we can mobilize, direct, and support our youth into the agricultural sector, once they try, anyone that has tried it and found it lucrative, you don't even need to push him any longer. So we're also expecting that over time, even the financial sector, because that has been the challenge, funding has been the challenge, and that's why the CBN came in terms of Anchor Borrower program. So the financial sector will also have gathered enough experience now to realize that it's truly lucrative, and that some of the risks that they perceive are not only means of perception, that they can also be mitigated, through training, through extension services, through effective monitoring and employment of technology. A lot of the risk, and of course insurance in the events of natural perils that we cannot help. So we expect that all these experiences will make the sector sustainable, because people will see that first and foremost it's lucrative, it can pay itself, you can make a good earning from investing in agriculture, and two, it will create avenue for employment of the deluge of youth that we have. And once employment is generated, a lot of this insecurity, the social vices we are seeing, will gradually diminish. So it's in the interest of every Nigerian, actually, the well-to-do and the not so well-to-do, to support agriculture. Because after all said and done, where there's insecurity, nothing happens. And this insecurity has been largely traced to unemployment. So what we are calling on, not only whatever government that is coming, but even the well-to-do Nigerians, to find it in their hearts and to appreciate that this is a business sector, that if they go, they will not only recover their money, they will make tremendous gains that other sectors may not be able to provide. So we expect that even for this government on its own, this kind of experiment has been a strong advocacy for supporting agriculture, and we expect that based on that it will be sustained. One thing Nigerians need to realize is the fact that it's not just abundance that determines prices, it's the cost of production. Yeah, because of till now some substantial part of the inputs are still being imported, and see the value of the dollar. Now, in order to get cheaper rice or cheaper agri products, not only do we need to source locally, perhaps the government will also have to come in terms of subsidy, properly targeted subsidies, both in terms of production subsidy and price subsidy. For instance, it is the intervention of the CBN that actually reduced it from 220 per ton to 200 per ton. Now, if the Federal Ministry of Agri could come in, with additional, subsidy, it could go lower. And of course, by the time the cost of production, processing, is lowered, automatically it will impact the price. Because additionally, apart from the cost of paddy, the cost of maintaining the factory, because we have challenge with power, And then, of course, not long ago, even the minimum wage was reviewed. And there's labor component too. So these are the costs that, impact the ultimate price. Most importantly too, in the old dispensation that was the GES, the Growth Enhancement Support Scheme, through which the federal government was advancing input subsidy. So if you have input subsidy of that type, that could reduce the cost of production of farming, farmers, by 25 to 50%. It will equally impact the price. Because by the time the cost is lower, more and more people have come in, automatically more production will happen, and the laws of demand and supply will go in. But like I said, cost recovery is primary in determining the price of every product. There is nobody, no matter how abundant, that will sell below price, except there's a glut. And then, of course, the cost of processing. So once we have policies and programs that target reduction in cost, then it will impact the last mile price. But expecting that just because the farmers are increasing yield and output, it will impact the price, that alone will not help. But at least, if you compare now, last year, it's a whole year now when we start this CBN intervention started. It was 190. You can see the increase is just 10 naira. Now compare it with the price of every other commodity. 10 naira to over 120. That is just what percentage? The percentage is 5%. That is the increase in 1 year, 5% increase in the price of paddy. Now compare it with any other food crop or any other product at all. So, the noise happens because averagely, rice is no longer a ceremonial food. It's a staple. So people eat it, so majority of Nigerians, that is one of the most common food across the country. So, and that's why there is so much noise. So, but the increase has actually been marginal year on year.
Rifan Deputy Special Project Coordinator speaks on the success of the Anchor Borrowers Program, reasons behind Abuja pyramids.
Well, my role here is to ensure that the allocation made by Central Bank of Nigeria is paid for and evacuated by the beneficiaries. I mean the millers that paid for it. As I am talking to you now, we have loaded out over 400 trucks, and these paddies, they are being taken to various parts of this country according to the millers that bought these paddies. Well, you can see how transparent the exercise is. Anybody you see taking rice here from the pyramids, he is a miller, because we are dealing with them through their associations, and the leadership of the associations are here. There is no backdoor deal in this place. Everything you see here is very transparent. Like you could see here, the chairman of the smallholder millers, the bigger millers. You could even see the president of Rifan. You could see everybody that matters in Rifan in this place to ensure the transparency is done. Well, until now, people do not believe that we can make rice pyramids as big as the one you are seeing until now. Now it is more real. You have seen the beginning of it. You have seen how it is gradually going, right? And you can see now the trucks. They are not taking sands. They are taking rice out. You could see this one. They are waiting to be loaded. You could see the leverage over there. So it's real. And look at the quantum of people that are benefiting from this exercise. It means the value change is working. Those who have produced it, the logistics companies, the aggregators here and there, the millers here and there, and of course the marketers. Some people even came here and said that no, they are thinking that this is a processed rice. We say no, it's not a processed rice. But if you want to be linked with the people that process it, you can as well be linked to promote the synergy. Well, like the president had said, it is just a fraction of what has been produced that was brought here by way of recoveries. You could imagine the quantum that is in circulation in the nooks and crannies of this country. So farming is real. We must give that to our president. We must give that to the governor of Central Bank. And we must give that to Rifan, who have ensured the success of what we are all seeing here. The bankers are made busy. You could see there you have CBN people, you have the Central, you have the Unity Bank, you have everybody here. Money is flowing. The loans is being repaid. This is where we are. Well, you see, the job you have seen here, it is a collective responsibility. That is why we encourage the associations. They should come in together as a national. You see, Rifan is an association of serious farmers cut across the country. You have the president, you have his executives that have come from different parts of Nigeria. So the continuity there is seamless, because the structure, you cannot be bringing out this success when the structure is not formidable. So it is the success of the structure, it is the continuity of the structure that is providing the success story, the success of what we are seeing by the pyramids. We appeal to the fellow citizens of this country to embrace agriculture. Agriculture is the mainstay of our economy, and we need at every stage we should embrace agriculture, because it is the only way, that it is the only oldest profession and the biggest employer of labor. It is the biggest employer of labor, from land clearing to where we are today. People are involved at any stage. Look at even this stage we are. Look at the amount of people that are engaged, and they're making fortunes out of the situation. You cannot come here and tell me there's hunger. Where is the hunger? If you are not a farmer that produces this, you are a loader. If you are not a loader, you are a driver. If you are not a driver, you are selling fura here. It means everybody is involved along the chain. So my message is, we should work hard, because what we see here is the result of working hard. And you are talking of the food security. Yes, we are secured. What makes us to be secured is the productivity and the outcome of what you are seeing.
Rifan Esco talk about the economic aspect of the rice pyramids.
The evacuation you are witnessing today and any other day that you are here is the completion of the rice festival. Allocation was made by the CBN to respective rice milling plants across the country. They have paid. When you see a truck leaving this place, it means that the owner of the truck, that the milling company that was allocated with the X number of paddy, has paid through the Unity Bank. He has collected his receipt and is leaving these premises with the goods that he paid for. What you are seeing here is you can just see the what this event has brought to Nigeria and to Nigerians. Look at the number of trucks within and outside this place. Each truck is being managed by at least 3 people, the driver and his 2 aides. So look at the number of trucks here. And the cost of trucking from Abuja to, let's say, Kano, we are talking about average of 350,000 naira. So the quantum of money spent on transport and trucking. Look at the people, the food vendors around. Look at the laborers, over 120 laborers loading from morning to night. So, and they are being paid a fee. So that translates to millions of naira. So it has re-energized the Nigerian economy, and it has brought a good name for the country. Before, we only talk of Boko Haram, banditry, but this time around we are talking of food security. People are saying the rice we made. Some are even insinuating that it is not rice, it's sand that we put in. Some are saying we have erected wooden planks. Up to now, we have been looking around. We have called various journalists to come and please help us to find out where do we hide the wooden planks. You see, I want this thing to be clearly stated. President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, when he came here for the rice festival, when he saw what is here, he called for the reduction of the price of processed rice in the market. With that, based on that, the civilian governor concurred with what the president said. He made the allocation and the price that was given to respective milling companies across the country is in the tune of 200 naira per kg, which means 200,000 naira per metric ton. And it is made easy to all these millers. So it is left for the millers now to fear God and obey what the president said, what the civilian governor said, what the Rifan said, because this is a Riman product. We have given them at that very cheap rate. It's the cheapest rate that they can find in town. So we have done our own. It is left for the millers to do their own bit. Please, Nigerians should have the self-belief that all this thing we are doing, we have left our families, we are here weeks, months, trying to, not for any monetary gain. It is because we want to be part of the good news coming out from Nigeria. So Nigerians, if you cannot farm rice, you can process rice. If you cannot process rice, you can trade rice. So that's a lot of opportunities for everybody. It is real. I'm a miner by profession, but what I'm seeing now, I'm having a second thought. Probably I will become one of the biggest rice farmers in the country, because what I'm seeing is real and is believable.
Alhaji Alero, Kebbi State Chairman of Riman and Coordinator of Riman Paddy Allocation, speaks on the number of trucks so far loaded at the pyramids by Riman members across Nigeria.
And we are here to evacuate the rice paddy that has been allocated to Riman members for them to have access to this rice program, CVN Rifan program. Only we Riman alone, we have been allocated with 100,000 bags of paddy, which if you convert it is almost 200 truck. Riman is rice millers from Nigeria. It is medium millers, not those integrated. It's small millers. So anytime when this issue is happening, we used to request for allocation to enable our members get access to this program and also make their work easier and to make the price of rice, that is processed rice, affordable, or maybe the price to become low, that it can be affordable to everybody. As you can see, Nigerian rice made, number one, I can say it, is a rice that you can eat and feel that you are eating a local made rice, not like imported one. Because those one that has been imported at times is an expired rice. You don't know what you are eating, you don't know what you are consuming. But eating what you have locally made will enable you or will let you know that yes, you are eating what you have produced here in Nigeria. And then even in terms of health, you know you are eating a good variety or good food of what you're supposed to take.
National President of Sunflower Farmers Association of Nigeria speaks on his association's partnership with Rifan.
Yes, we are here. We want it to go to the market. Okay. We want it milled, go to the market, stabilize the price of food. There are two different commodities, but all of us are in agriculture. And our main objective is to have food security. Agriculture is the full stop of every economy in the world. And therefore, if we embrace agriculture, we will succeed.
We have interviewed all the stakeholders of this particular event right there at the Abuja Pyramid. As you can see, they are doing the evacuation. They've been doing this for the past few days. To be very specific, they've been doing it for the past 2 weeks. And you can see clearly that this is actually real. We've spoken with the Riman national president. He told you how the number of volumes they've allocated to them. We've spoken to Rifan president. We've spoken to some selected commodity presidents to actually tell you that the rice production that we are talking about in Nigeria is very real. Like I said in my previous interview, I've told you specifically that indigenous rice production in Nigeria is real. And what we need to do is to support the government in actually ensuring that we produce more of what we consume. Let's cut down importation bill, and we can do this together. Let's give employment opportunities to our teeming youth, and they can actually get that when we are producing what we are eating. Imagine the volumes of rice coming from different parts of the country, and this is being produced by Nigerians. This is being produced by youth in all the 36 states and the FCT, and they are actually doing that to generate more employment, to create job opportunity. We are also encouraging more investors to come in because we have 6 value chains of indigenous rice, and you can come in whatever value chain that, and it is very, very profitable. That is why in specific terms we launch Indigenous Rice TV to also tell Nigerians to convince us that we need to eat more of what we are producing, that we need to cut down the import bill. But finally, Nigerians, I want to plead with you, I want to implore you that we have to support this initiative in whatever way. And the best way you can support this is to continue to eat indigenous rice. Let us patronize the rice that we're producing. When we do that, we are creating millions of jobs across the 6 value chains. When we are patronizing indigenous rice, we are actually growing our GDP. When we are patronizing indigenous rice, we are improving the performances of our mother currency, which is Naira. Nigerians, please and please, it is up to us. It's not the government working alone. It's not Rifan alone. It's not Riman alone. It's not all the 6 value chains alone. It is collective responsibility of every good Nigerian to ensure that the rice production in Nigeria is sustained, that the rice production in Nigeria is actually taken to the next level, where we are going to have where rice will be consumed on daily basis, indigenous rice, where the cost of production will be close to 0. My name is Abib Lawal. I'm reporting for Indigenous Rice TV. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.